Good morning, brave awakened ones. Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics here. Medical empathic intuitive, certified holistic integrative health nurse, empathic intuitive, spiritual counselor, guide, Reiki healer, Reiki master. This video is like a follow-up and going deeper into the previous video I just did, the one on how to collapse a lower timeline to avoid or to undo a tragedy. I had shared an experience I had with my granddaughter coming to me in the form of an apparition, telling me that she was about to get hurt, and if I could please intervene because she did not want to be hurt and suffer the consequences, which was having a massive brain damage leading to mental retardation. So I immediately went on the calling tree, if you want to call it, and contacted my sisters and my best friend, and we immediately, got to praying. We each had to pray on our own because we're all doing our thing in the morning, and then also telepathically contact my daughter's fiance to intervene, and also call on St. Jude, who we call our patron saint, who we always felt his energy since we were children being with us, and that's how our grandmother said is with our bloodline. So we were able to collapse that timeline, and my daughter didn't leave the baby with the babysitter where she would have gotten hurt, because the fiance took it on himself, said, I'll come home, bring her to me, no more of that babysitter, because I'm feeling something bad was going to happen or is going to happen if she was back there. So that was beautiful. Now, yesterday, my best friend called me up in a complete panic over something that's going on with her nephew that's been going on for a while, many years. This poor kid has been in this dark place for a long time, since he was about 12 years old, and he's like 17 or 18 now. And I had told her when they found out, when her sister revealed it to her about 1.5 years ago, and she told me, I actually kind of knew before that something was up, but then I got a real clear vision of the progression of what was going to happen. And, I told them what to do. I told her what to do. They did part of it, so he got a little better, but now it's back full blast again. And I said, listen, sent her some more videos on the topic, gave her my opinion on what to do, but she was in such a panic, she called up her sister in the panic, throwing her sister into a tailspin. So instead of progressing, they're regressing. Now, that the inspired title I got for this video from my oversoul was Prayer is a Key. Inspired action is needed to unlock the miracle. So prayer is a key. Inspired action is needed to unlock the miracle. Okay, and inspired action is the allowance of God force to work through you. Inspired action is the allowance of God force to work through you. So you can pray all you want, but you have to take action in it. The same way we took inspired action, we prayed and called on St. Jude and all of that, yes. But in the physical realm, we did have to contact my daughter's fiance, and then he's the one who was closest there, who could actually do the action. He had to do the action of coming home and saying, bring the baby to me, and I'm going to watch her, and then no more babysitter. He had to take that actual action. It was a whole chain of events, but someone had to take that actual action. Now, what happens a lot with some people, especially I see this with the Christian faith, and especially with the Catholics, because that fear, that fear-mongering is so deep embedded in Catholicism. So damn deep embedded in Catholicism. The Christian faith, yes, but Catholicism even more, about how you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing. And my best friend, even though she's a light worker, and she knows we've been together for many, many lifetimes, many lifetimes. She acknowledges that we always, since the second grade, I was in the second grade, she was in the fourth grade, since we became best friends, we always would pray and meditate together. But she would have this thing of when she hits a brick wall or something really intense is happening, like the life and death situation with her nephew, she reverts back to that fear. She reverts back to that fear, and it takes a while of slapping her around to wake her up, which is what I did. And she finally called me like at 5:30 this morning, was like, okay, I'm calm now, but the damage is done. I already scared the hell out of my sister. Now she's totally overwhelmed. What do I do? And she's like, well, she went to her whole fear thing of, we're nothing without God. This is why everything's happening. We're nothing. We got to pray more. We got to pray for God to come save us. I'm like, God has to work through you. You're like that man on that freaking island saying, I need to be rescued. And we all know this story. The man's on the island stranded, praying to God to be rescued. God sends a ship. He sends a ship away. God sends a plane. He sends the plane away. God sends, what was it, a raft or something, and he sends that away. He ends up dying. He goes up to heaven. He says, God, I prayed for you to rescue me. Why didn't you come rescue me? He said, I sent you a plane. I sent you a ship. I sent you a raft. Why didn't you take any of them? And that's the thing of not understanding where you stand in God. Understanding that God works through you. The force of God, the energy of God works through you. And you stand in your power. Now, the prayer I used that Archangel Michael gave to me, also has to do with the putting on the armor of God. That's part of it. And it's not in weakness to protect you. It's to shore you up. It's to empower you. It's for protection, yes, but it's empowerment most of all. And the way she was saying it, I said, you're saying the prayer wrong. You're saying it like a coward. Yeah, but if it's not God, my nephew, these things are probably happening because he's an atheist and he's so scientific and he needs to understand that we're nothing without God. We're nothing. I'm like, nothing's nothing without God because we all are God. You're calling in the higher forces to strengthen yourself, to have your breakthrough, to take the inspired action. The prayer is a key, but the inspired action unlocks the miracle. And so, it took a good 30 minutes to calm her ass down, and she got to work and she was like, okay, I'm better now. I said, listen, you being the awakened one, because everyone else in her family, except for her mom, they're human souls. Her nephew is a very powerful starseed, but he's been under some serious attacks since he was a child, like all starseeds are. All light workers, I should say, not just starseeds. You could be a starseed and not be awakened. All light workers are under serious attack. The bigger your job you have to do, the more impact you're going to have, the heavier the attack is. He was raised in an extremely loving, caring family. Like I said, I've known his parents since they were children. I know their family intimately, no abuse there or anything, but the attack for him is coming from the outside. Forces that know who and what he is. And instead of being empowered, I thought saying this stuff to her would empower her so she can empower her sister so they'd know what to do. But instead, it made them regress. But hopefully she seemed to come to today. She's out of her panic and fear and everything like that, and hopefully could stand in her strength so she could help them, because if not, it's going to meet a tragic end. I've seen that timeline. I saw that timeline a long time ago. Is it collapsible? Yes, it is very much collapsible. But it's everyone needed to help snap the boy out of it, because of course he has to play a part too. Unlike my granddaughter, who's just a baby, what is she gonna say? No, don't take me to that babysitter. She's gonna cause me issues. No, she doesn't even have the words. because she's a baby. She doesn't even have the words to express that. She can cry and kick and say, no, no, no. But that's not going to do anything. That's why she came to me in that form, because I had the words. I have the power. We all did, and able to help her. She knew the chain that had to be ignited in order to get help. But when it comes to someone who's like a teenager, they have that power also. They have to make their mind. You could pray and you could take inspired action all they want, but he has to be a willing participant. My granddaughter showed her willingness by coming to me. You can't always change stuff for people. Some of them, they just have to go down certain routes. I know from connecting with her nephew's soul that he does not want this. That he feels trapped and he's calling for help. And he came to me first. And she goes, how did you know? I said, because he came to me a long time ago. I just had to wait till you were open to receiving, because you're the one it has to come through. His soul came to me a couple of years ago. But you're the link. That's why I had to smack her, like, not physically because she's all the way in New York. I had to, smack her with some words to calm the fuck down. And by the way, I curse once in a while when it's necessary. So if you don't like it, find somebody that doesn't use those words once in a while. But I do. Okay, get over it. So, yeah, so I had to tell her, just calm the fuck down. Stop it. You're making things worse. Because your sister listened to you. She knows that you are spiritually powerful, and you freaking out and falling back into fear is going to spread panic, It'd be like me having a freak out. My entire family knows I'm the lighthouse. My lights go out. There's panic in the disco. There's no light. That's another thing as a light worker. You're in a situation, you're in a dark family situation, you're the light. You're the lighthouse. Especially in times such as this. Again, do not forget, we're at a very pivotal time. This is the Great Awakening. This is the Great Changeover. Okay? We're in the midst of it. You must keep your light bright. You have to do everything to keep your light bright. Don't let that light dim. Don't fall back. Be that light warrior. Keep that lighthouse light on, because guess what? You switch off that lighthouse, there's panic. Okay? Your light flickers, there's panic. And it's not to say, oh my God, I could never drop. I could never, I could never do this. I could never do that. That's a lot of pressure on a person. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. But you do your best. But just know that this is serious business. Like I said, ascension is very serious business. And we ain't got time to dick around. We just don't. There's just not time for that. And I know all of you can sense it. This week, I already did the reading on it. This week is an extremely important week when it comes to energy. I noticed this morning, I was like, oh, I'm glowing today. Today's one of these glowy days. For the past several days, today it was less, but I've had such a pink mist, haze, purple and pink haze in my bedroom. And this morning the sky had that purple, very deepish purple haze in it and everything like that. And I felt like I was turning purple and pink. It was very interesting. But those are the energies. Okay, we're incorporating these energies, and all night, and I know yesterday I received a text message from one of my real close friends who's, she's a forerunner, and she was like, my feet feel like they're bubbly on fire. I keep feeling this energy coming up. She goes, what the hell is that? She goes, is that my earth chakra? I was like, yes, it is. I was feeling it too. I'm driving. I'm trying to concentrate on driving while I'm feeling this energy pulsating up my legs. And I'm sure a lot of you felt that too. All night long, just jerking. I actually had to say to my officer, I need a breather. It's been going on since yesterday afternoon. I need a breather because it's just too much. Like, I still feel like light waves of energy coming up my legs, but it's not the sharp shooting where I feel like I can't put my feet on the ground. So, you know, you could say lighten up a little bit because it gets so intense, but that started yesterday afternoon for me. And then she contacted me saying she was feeling that. My younger sister, she's been feeling that too. So I'm sure you're feeling that energy too. Just breathe it out. And if you need a breather, saying, listen, I need a break over. So Gaia, give me a break. That's your earth chakra, because Gaia's earth chakra, I saw it. It's this pink, bright, think of rose quartz. It's like bursting right now. It's literally bursting. Gaia's going 5D. Okay? And that whole thing's going to last with Gaia till 2020. When in 2020? I don't know when. But that whole surging is going to last till about 2020. We're going to have different pulses of it getting stronger, like right now, then dying a bit, and stronger again, then dying a bit. But that's Gaia's heart chakra opening up, and it's so bright and pink. So any which ways, I hope this helps. All right. Prayer is the key. Inspired action is needed to unlock the miracle. Okay. And again, I'm going to repeat it. Inspired action is the allowance to allow. The allowance of God force to work through you. Okay. It's taking that action, praying or meditating, whatever you want to call it. Okay. For that inspired action to make that miracle happen, and you actually have to do something. Just sitting there meditating and just praying ain't gonna cut it. You actually have to take action. It's put in your face. Okay, once you get that action to take, you take it, and you take it calmly from a neutral place, and you release the outcome. I had to release the outcome. And just know, okay, so it ends with Ryan. He's the one who has to take it ends with the fiance. He has to take the inspired action. I didn't know what inspired action, but okay, he's going to have to cut it because I didn't know what exactly was going on. I didn't know if it was the babysitter or my kid, or her being in the park. I didn't know. All I know, she came to me and she was all busted up and mentally retarded from a massive brain injury. That's all I knew. And I had to take action. I had to do what I had to do. So the end result had to be the fiance taking the actual physical action to stop everything. Okay. So I hope this helped. Excuse me. Lady V out. And I do have my webinars online. If you want to register, there are 2 steps, please. You have to pay first and then register. And also I offer live sessions, healing sessions in my office, and I also Zoom teleconference and phone sessions for spiritual counseling and guidance. And yeah, I do have formal training, like a psychology degree, a nursing degree, and all of that. You could find that on my website at higherrealmholistics.com. Okay, Lady V out. Peace. Hang in there. Victory to the light.